You know what? We'll see. I think.
Any local South Carolina?
Yeah, there's a handful. PJ Brave just won, for example, off the top of her head. That was Player of the Year 2 years ago. You want to go to community college, but we've got 4 or 5 local kids all together. One of the things that all of our freshmen are in now, all of our new guys are in now. We begin August 1st. I think we've got some good kids. What I want to make sure they understand is this idea of BAM, be a man, really what it means. Because they like it and they say yes and they understand it. They understand all that and the parents love it. You're going to be better off than 90% of the population, and you're increasing the probability that you're going to be productive down the road. If you're productive, you're going to feel good about yourself. If you feel good about yourself, you're going to be happy. That's what it's about. So that's how you think about your career path. Then you back into your major. So the reason why school is important to you is because you're laying that foundation to be able to do that. Down the road, remember we're talking about football players. You are going to be somebody's father, you're going to be somebody's husband, you've got a significant, or spouse, you've got a significant responsibility. You need to understand that you've got to start to live up to that now. As a football player, we expect you to be a leader, so your behavior then. I'm going back to the philosophy, standing your own 2 feet, accept responsibility for yourself. So as a football player, as a student, but I'm talking about more foundation for life, and then in terms of your behavior, on campus, off campus. And at the end of the day, you are somebody's son, you are somebody's brother. You have to live up to that responsibility because your family's sacrificing and they stood behind you to get you here, and now you got to be able to live up to that. That is everything we do. There is nothing more important than that concept of BAM to us. Be a man, accept responsibility for yourself. Oh, and by the way, there's one more little piece to that, and a man's got to understand he's got to live with the consequence of his actions. And the first time you say that, the guy thinks, well, okay, that means I'm going to get in trouble. No, no, no. If you make a lot of good decisions, the consequences of your actions are great. You're going to enjoy the consequence of your actions. But if you're not living up to your responsibility, something else is going to happen. Everybody associated with us, our school, the community, the state, etc., we want to put a team on the field that all of you are going to be proud of. And we think we know what that means. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. At the end of the day, you certainly know we've got to win games. It's helpful if it's exciting. But for the people that I have met so far in this state, there is a background that begins with family, with God, with community, with country, but there's a work ethic associated with that. And the one thing that I can promise you is that you're not going to see our guys take off a snap. I don't care what the score is, we'd be up by 50 or down by 50, you're not going to see any Coastal Carolina football player not be on the field giving it 100%. We owe that to you, and that's part of what I mean about making them proud. And I hope you're going to be able to come out and support us. At the end of the day, we feel we represent you, and if you're able to support us, I mean, we only welcome that. Frankly, we need that. We need that for our school. We need that for our. But we're not going to recruit a player that we don't think can help us win, period. But of those players, what kind of background do they have? What kind of home life? Do they kind of get do they go to school? Do they go to class? Do they take that seriously? We're going to talk to their teachers. The coaches always say it's a great kid. We're going to talk to the teachers. We're going to talk to the guide scouts. We're going to get a better feel for the kid. And then we make a big deal about what this is about. It may take a couple of years to develop them, but if you bring in a kid that doesn't have that, you just put in the same 2 years, and then you can't count on him. Then he's not there. Then he's off the team, or he's ineligible, or whatever it might be. So we're going to devote that type of energy to taking care of our guys. We want to make sure that that's time well spent and they're ready to help us later on. So we'll see in a couple of years. Okay, I'll come back in a couple of years and we'll see how we're doing.
As a token of our appreciation, how about an oyster night from Murrells Inlet Rotary? And,
Terrific.
Yeah.